Do you want to superpower your intuition so that you can receive intuitive guidance, hits, nudges, signs from your guides and your angels? Well, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to share with you some simple tools on how you can train your awareness so that you can be receptive to the subtle signs, symbols, and way that the universe is speaking to you. Earlier today, I was talking to one of my mentoring clients, and we've been working together for a while. She had told me, Sonia, I get random intuitive hits. I get nudges. Sometimes I trust them. Sometimes I don't. How can I better fine tune my receptivity and my intuition so that I can use it with intention and so that I can better trust my intuition? So I thought this was a perfect video for this week. And what we're really talking about when we're talking about intuition is being able to train our awareness to be receptive to the subtle signs, ways, to our guides, to all of it. Because when we really recognize that intuition is the art of deep listening, and we're not listening for words, we're listening to vibration. And the way that those vibrations come into us, that we receive them, is through the portal of our body. We often have a lot of misconceptions that intuition and our guides and all of it come from out here. But in reality, the way that we listen is in here through our physical bodies. So before I go any further, hi, I'm Sonia. I'm a fourth generation intuitive, and I teach you how to plug back into your innate divine self, your intuition. And today we're talking about how to fine tune and train your awareness to be receptive to the ways that your intuition speaks to you. So first, we have to recognize that everybody is intuitive. If you think about the world around us, everything is made up of vibration. Even the seat that I'm sitting on right now is a bunch of atoms vibrating at a certain frequency that then makes it solid. Everything is vibration. You are a vibrational being. And we think about birds that have radar and bats that have sonar. You too pick up on vibration. And the way that we tune into that vibration, it's like thinking of yourself as a radio. You're constantly emitting out vibration and you're constantly receiving vibration. And the way that we use our tuner for that radio, for intuitive guidance, is through paying attention. That is how we fine tune that radio dial to those intuitive frequencies. Now, I first want you to think about how you are a vibrational being that is affected. So, for example, if you walk into a room and somebody is in a really bad mood, you'll often pick up on that vibration. You'll often end up feeling in your body those emotional signals and relays that come out. You know, just in that same way, if somebody's in a really good mood, or if you're in a really good mood, you too emit that frequency that other people pick up on. So the very first thing that we want to recognize, and is the most important here, is not having that part that likes to overthink, but first recognizing yourself as a spiritual being. When we start to shift our attention from the physical world, from the linear world of what we see is all there is, from recognizing that we are not our jobs, you're not your accomplishments, you're not your personality, but you are spirit. And the moment that you breathed in your first breath, spirit came into your body. And when we recognize that it's the spirit that animates us, it's the spirit that moves us, it's the spirit that speaks to us through that same portal of vibration, that is the voice of our intuition, that first creates a giant shift in our consciousness. Instead of having that band of attention be limited to the physical world, to what we see is all there is, to our spirit, to you as this part of yourself that is a non-physical being, we first start to shift our awareness and our attention from this plane, from the X plane, as I like to call it, to the Y plane. Now, this might seem like a subtle shift, but it's huge. The more that we pay attention to the vibration of our spirit, to those non-physical things, the way that we start to train our attention. As I said earlier, that is our channel tuner from the physical to the non-physical. Second, we have to recognize that intuition resides in the present moment. It's the only place that you're going to be able to listen. Now, this is why it's so important that we create the time and space to go from the chatter to listen within, right? Just like, for example, if you're in a loud room with a lot of people and voices, TV, phone, all these different things, your attention gets fractured. I think of it as a disco ball. Your conscious attention is a light. And if you shine that light and it gets refracted into a million different pieces like a disco ball, and that disco ball is all of the things that get really busy, your psychic awareness is going to be also scattered in that same way. So first, as we start to even recognize our consciousness and where we're talking about listening. So this is where we say so important, meditation as a listening practice. The more that we can be consistent in creating a portal of quiet, the more that we can start to get under that chatter of our mind, start to recognize and really dip below that chatter to that psychic tuner of where we can hear our intuition. Now, if you're somebody who struggles with meditation, maybe it's really hard for you to sit down on a pillow and concentrate, there are some really wonderful ways that we can also use these meditative practices to give our mind something to hook onto. I think of it as like a dog. You know, I always say your ego is like a barking dog. It's like giving your dog a bone. And the first of that is mantra meditation. Mantra meditation is extraordinarily powerful because it can give our mind something to repeat. Mantra is something that is repeated over and over and over again, usually 108 times, and that we say out loud. Now, this gives our mind something to focus on, that phrase that we repeat, and also organizes us on a cellular level, which is really interesting. Second, as we say mantra meditation out loud, that also opens up our throat chakra. That helps to organize us, like I said, on a cellular level. So if you have trouble meditating, definitely check out mantra meditation as a way to help train your intuitive faculties. Now, I am a big fan for myself as well of having a daily divine appointment. This is where we can have our meditative practices be consistent, because consistency is key. What we're doing is building those psychic muscles. And when we can train our awareness in that same way, just like you're going to the gym, and have that be consistent, the more that we'll be able to get underneath the noise of the chatter to our intuition. Last, as we're starting to really pay attention to our intuition, to these things, another very powerful way that we can start to train our band of awareness and our attention to guidance is start to write down all of your hits, nudges, dreams, all of the things of your intuition that already speaks to you. Now, the big thing that I want to really, 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 really emphasize is don't overthink it. One of the number one things that I see in working with clients, both in my readings and my mentoring practice for over a decade, is people get really clear guidance, but then end up asking, why? Does this make sense? And the more that they think about it, they lose their moment, and it ends up being in more information. So we can start to note these ways that your guidance speaks to you. Maybe it's a dream that you had. Maybe it's a song on a radio. Maybe it's just a certain hunch. Starting to write those down, this trains our consciousness to pay attention to the ways that your intuition speaks to you. And this also is a way that we can train our conscious mind to start to affirm and notice that we're guided. The more that we make those conscious decisions saying, okay, these are the ways that my guidance have shown up. This is the way my intuition shows up. That same band of awareness of attention, that helps to affirm to our conscious mind, which then implants in our subconscious, that I do receive and trust the guidance that gets to me. The more that we affirm those decisions, the more that we'll get out of overthinking to confidence in ourselves. And last, as you are really tuning in, expect guidance. This might feel like a leap. The more that we can expect guidance just by saying, I am naturally wired to receive these transmissions, I am naturally wired to be intuitive, that puts us into an open-minded, expectant state, which is a listening state. When you say, I expect guidance, and have that be our frame of mind, you'll notice that a lot more things will come in instead of that critical mind that says, I'm not so sure. And as we start to bring into that expectant state and come up, also notice the ways that you've already been guided. Are you somebody for your intuition that speaks in just a vibration in your body? Is it something that just feels right? Is it a gut feeling? Do you get intuitive guidance visually? Is it a sign? Is it a symbol? Is it a word? These are ways that we can pay attention to the way that your intuition and spirit speaks to you. And the more that we can become fluent in the language of our intuition, the more that we will train our awareness and ourselves to be receptive. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you do, don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and leave me a comment. Let me know, what's your favorite way to train your awareness to be receptive to intuitive guidance? Well, I'm sending you all my love, and I'll see you next week. Bye.